So, hello. It's been a while, I know. I think the last time I really made one of these videos was back in 2023. And as you can see, there's a lot of changes, including, of course, our crazy cats. So some of you watching may be wondering where I have been. Of course, I've been in Israel this entire time, but on top of that, I've also been traveling. And the reason for this is sort of the same reason that I put a pause on the channel. We ended up founding a startup company. It's gone on to raise. We're launching our product in about 2 weeks. And additionally, we're going on a trip soon to East Asia. So everything kind of come full circle in the martial arts journey. Some of the things I wanted to talk about are about that everything is going well on my end. I hope everything is going well yours. I know a lot of the content that I produced was during the COVID period, so I hope it's been kind to you in this time. In my case, it was very eventful. A lot of travel, a lot of building. Our technology has been aligned with martial arts values. I'm not entirely sure what form this video is going to ultimately end up taking, but the changes to the channel are that we're going to be posting regularly again. This is going to start off in a more monthly basis and then move to a more bi-weekly as we find our schedule. And of course, we're traveling in next month, so things are going to be a little hectic, but we're going to be also filming a video at the location. The channel is going to be still focused on martial arts, but because we have this sort of synthesis between communities that we built and then the actual technology that we built that aligns with, martial arts, I think this is something that is worth adjusting the channel for. Prior, the format was single shot sort of videos. You see things from my perspective. Maybe it's cool, maybe it's dramatic. It's a story, but it's a true one. And on top of that, I want people to have actual takeaways beyond what I've already built in the channel and either in martial arts communities, but also in technology, because a lot of this came from martial arts. That's one of the cool things about this is the technology grew from a community that was initially founded for just international martial artists of any style, background, skill, called Martial Arts Alliance. We're primarily on Discord. There's around 4,000 members. But on top of that, the staff all run their separate communities. So we have a much broader network. And because of that, the original staff that joined Predictive AI, which is the startup I mentioned prior, a lot of them are martial artists from that community or staff members themselves. So we've created this sort of international team that's built the first real-world CSI level enhancement technology. It's already been used in courts. We're the only AI company that has been successfully introduced in the courts. We've enabled defendant early release, innocent defendant early release, and prosecutions for those that are guilty. Our tech is not really generative AI. It's more of operations focused, is the best way to put it. You can think of it as glasses for any kind of digital media that you have, images and video, but I'm not trying to turn this into some kind of spiel. What I wanted this to be is more of a return to how we used to do things. In our case, it was a very martial arts heavy sort of topic. So a lot of the content is still going to be focused on that, but it's also going to be going beyond just, say, training and practice and techniques and tips and advice or anything like that, depending on what's been asked or what's going on. But it's also going to be showing the technology and how it's being applied within the martial arts realm, on top of, any kind of activity that, it might be interesting to you guys. Of course, I'm going to be looking for any kind of feedback from you all. I'll be sharing, of course, the cats with you as much as they'll let me. Of course, they're everywhere. We have 14 now. Some of the things that have happened since I last posted were... I love Sandy, he's nuts. Some of the things that have happened since I last posted, I think it was like me taking off on a plane to New York, and that was when we were joining the Techstars program, when we were still very early. Everything was still just an AI and an idea and a hope. Since then, we enabled the defendant early release, but I also married my co-founder. This is our home, and this is where I'll be filming the majority of things. Likely, I won't be using a green screen most of the time, and we'll see how it goes. I want to create a more structured format so you guys get more out of this with actual infographics and things like that that can illustrate what we're doing. I think the initial way the channel was done was very beautiful in the sense that it was that personalized kind of touch to it. But I think in the modern age, it's better to do things in a more clean approach. So this is probably one of the last videos that will be uncut. There will be links to the projects below. And of course, we welcome you in joining us in our community if you practice martial arts and are very passionate about it. You should know that it's very scholastic based. We built one of the largest libraries in the world, actually, for martial arts content. And if it's for academic purposes or your own learning, we're more than happy to share our resources. In terms of the actual platform, I'll be offering to the channel basically free credits to the platform over time per the videos. So I don't want anybody kind of thinking that this is just because we're launching the company. It's been launched for a few years. But it's mainly because I think this is an opportunity because this platform is emerging into the general public, but also the prior community. I think a lot of the users who actually have watched these videos over the last 5 years can get a lot out of the Martial Arts Alliance that they otherwise may be having to face on their own. The community itself has left us some beautiful experiences. We've had meetups. When I was in New York, I got to actually practice with one of my co-founders of the community, and we were able to practice in the park and bring a whole bunch of people into the community through that. So there's a lot of networking and connectivity that you can get through the martial arts side, not only through this channel, but through that community. And I'm hoping to share a lot more of that with you guys. I hope you guys are still training, and I hope that the time has been treating you very well. Thank you. I'm going to jump in. So this is the Martial Arts Alliance that I was talking about in the earlier section of the video. Like I said before, it has over 4,000 members in the server itself on Discord. We have about 1,000 to 2,000 members that are more in an auxiliary capacity, that are maybe working in universities or running schools, running YouTube channels, or doing research such as translation and transliteration. We're very active over in the HEMA and Koryu communities also. The goal of the space is actually to be a non-toxic one. When it was formed in, I want to say 2017, the online state was very toxic. If you did Taekwondo and you interacted with someone who did, say, Muay Thai, the interaction was not very positive in person. So one of the goals of this was to sort of create a space that anybody from any background and any experience level, and we have people who are just starting and looking for schools and for us to help them vet them and find reputable teachers in the style that they're looking for, to literal heads of systems or federations, whether it's like Taekwondo of Norway to heads of Koryu systems, so like Sacred Arts out of Japan. So everybody's sort of got their own perspective. All of the staff members also run their own side communities, whether that's some of the major ones on Reddit like Koryu or Muay Thai. It can also be going all the way back to the inception of the internet, such as the original forums like Martial Talk. So our broader base is actually around 1 million people, but we prefer to keep focused on what's on paper because it's better to do our research. Now that research, like I mentioned, is creating a vast library, but alongside that, during COVID, we realized that we couldn't really train because of the restrictions for you had to be kind of isolated from everyone. But also, there was no way to really travel, which is sort of the bread and butter for learning martial arts when you're nowhere near the martial art home country. So, in our case, we developed predictive AI and predictive equations because we realized that the AR sort of VR tech would require a sort of video feed for us to practice in real time remotely. Now, of course, COVID ended, and we're already back together in training. In fact, as part of this project, when I was in Techstars, when I went to New York, I got to train with Yao, who's one of the co-founders of MA. Even managed to rope in some people at a public park to join the online community. So it can be a very positive experience, and it has been. But some of the technology that we've developed, we've already deployed through our complex app. We spent about a year building this. Most of the team comes from staff members from within the community itself. So almost everybody does martial arts in some capacity. So I just want to show you a quick example of how this connects back. Even though this is very operational based, it's not generative AI, so it's not. We don't really care if the image is aesthetically looking better. We use more objective metrics as the best way to put it. So we're just going to choose to deblur it, and I'll show you how and why this is very relevant for that sort of AR tech and 3D model based on extracting the image. So when we compare to the original, the AI or automatic system is going to have almost no way to be able to create a realistic 3D model based on this. So in our case, we clean it up, and this is enabling analysis AI to then be able to pick it up and then automatically generate that sort of 3D model over in the AR realm. Now, this is coming down the road. We're talking maybe 3, 4, 5 years, that kind of deal. But for now, what we're doing is getting the optics in place for the visual media feed so that we can actually do it. And because the AI are effectively ready, in a very impactful capacity, we can do a number of different things. Let me just show you real quick. For example, we have an intelligent night vision. Let me just grab an actual dark one I haven't done already. And then we jump over to the processing. And then we're just going to choose a relight. Let's see. Here's the original. There we go. So, a lot more detail can be seen in the actual object presentation itself. And you don't have that sort of green haziness that would saturate everything and remove details. So this is just a number of the models, and mainly this platform is for your local convenience. This is if you want to use our hardware, but of course you may have your own hardware. So we've actually developed a powerful platform that's sort of in a more advanced state, but we're releasing the cloud platform first because we want to tidy this up. But for example, you run this and now you can analyze it and boom, you've enhanced your image or video and now you're running it through the actual processing. Actually, we'll load it through over here. This is the bigger video player. I don't mind a little egg on my face. There we go. I love it. Boom. And we have a number of different AI doing a vast array of different things, whether it's from analysis to the enhancement sort of that I was talking about before. This is also integrated for satellite end use, though for the general public, we're likely not going to be including that too much. But yeah, this is the image and video platform that's going to be coming for local desktop, and I'm excited to share it first on my YouTube channel. So I just want to thank you guys for your support, and sorry for being absent for a few years. I welcome you in joining us in the Martial Arts Alliance, and also in staying around for updates on the predictive AI and technology development. It's going to be a very honest journey on sort of how the process of fundraising itself, because this is what we're entering right now, while still, practicing and running a channel. So I welcome you in joining me in that.